Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mama Jnanatimirandasya Narayana Namaskute Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mama Jnanatimir Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nashta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the personality of God and Narayana. Narayana, unto Narayana, which is the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowing, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in the classes in Bhagavatam and rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact. Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakkaranimiletanjena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Tapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Sri Raghunatham Vittam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Vitam Sri Visakham Vitam Cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatrivasya Kurpa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavya Namo Nama. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasat Desatarin. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, thank you very much for attending today our second session. So we have completed the first section today. So last session. So this second session we will be talking about the history of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. As you know, the first session we have completed the 6 question asked by sages of Naimisarana headed Krusi to Suta Goswami. So this 6 question is that what is the ultimate good for the human society? So and the answer is to develop the love of God through bhakti. Savai punsam paro dharma jato bhakti radhakyas. So what is the essence of all scripture? Devotional service. So purpose of Krishna's appearance to reclaim the people in mode of goodness. Then they were asking about the Purusha avatar. Please explain about Purusha avatar, how Lord expanded himself to Mahavishnu, Karan Vishnu, the Purusha avatar, Karan Vishnu or Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakasai Vishnu, then Kshirodakasai Vishnu. In this way, he created the material world by this expansion of Purusha avatar. Then Lila avatar, we have already covered. There are so many Lila avatar is there. We have already covered the Lila avatars, many incarnation, so many incarnation from Kapila to Kumara to so many incarnation has been described here. So after describing all the incarnations, so the Suta Goswami concluded that etachamsa kalapumsa Krishna tu Bhagavana Swayam Indrani Vakulam Lokam Mudranti. Out of all kind of expansion, so the fountainhead of all the incarnations is Krishna. So Krishna to Swayam Bhagavan. So it was concluded. Then question 6, where did the religion take place after the Krishna disappearance? It is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It is said that Krishna Sodham Upagate Dharma Jnana Adivisa Kalau Nasta Desamesam Purana Kadhunayeta. So here it says that Krishna, when he left, so this Dharma took shelter in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is like a brilliant song, particularly to dissipate Kalu. Kalu means in this age of Kali, Nastadrisam. Nastadrisam means who has already lost the sight. Lost the sight means they have the eyesight, but their material eyesight, but spiritual eyesight, spiritual vision they have lost. So to give them the light or to direct them, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the dharma has taken place in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam arises like a brilliant song. So now today we are going to continue that after the 6 questions already answered by Suta Goswami. So the Sonakurusi and all, they are very satisfied. And not only satisfied, they congratulated Suta Goswami. Thank you very much. We are doing so much thousands of sacrifice, but we have come, you have enlightened us, very good. Now they have also got further question. They asked further question, which covers the entire canto, chapter 1 up to 19, chapter 4 to 19. So today we will see that what are the further questions they are asking. Actually, they ask about history of Srimad Bhagavatam. So more question from the sages, the story of Bhagavatam or history of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then they are asked some other question like, Vyasadeva, how the Vyasadeva divided the Vedas, how Vyasadeva is not happy, dissatisfied after compiling all the literature, and how the Narada Muni appearance. So these are the things we are going to discuss today. So the questions are, first question is that when and how did Vyasadeva compile the Srimad Bhagavatam? They want to know about history, that when and how did, because Vyasadeva is the compiler of the Bhagavatam. So what is the history? When he first compiled it? And why did Sukadeva Goswami become interested in it? Why did he respond 7 days? Why did he spend 7 days with Maharaj Parikshit? Because Maharaj Parikshit listened to, heard from Sukadeva Goswami for 7 days. So why did Parikshit renounce everything to hear it? How was Sukadeva Goswami recognized as a qualified speaker? So all these questions is answered rest of the chapter of Canto 1. So we will start with this chapter 4, where appearance of Narad. So now all the sages, after being satisfied by the 6 question, preliminary 6 question, they were very happy. And all the rishi congratulated Suta Goswami. Then Saunaka said, "Oh Suta Goswami, you are the most fortunate, respected of all those who can speak and recite. Please relate the pious message of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was spoken by the great powerful Sukadeva Goswami." So they requested Suta Goswami to repeat whatever he has learned from the Sukadeva Goswami. And question about history of Bhagavatam, when and where, why, by whose inspiration did Vyasa compile Bhagavatam. So that is very important, because we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we must know the history of Bhagavatam, how it is started. So Prabhupada has given a very important point here. So he told that, see, the real realization is we should not surpass the previous Acharya. You should not think that like Suta Goswami. Suta Goswami here offering obeisances recognize that he has learned from Sukadeva Goswami. So therefore, we should not surpass the previous Acharya out of vanity. Oh, I have already realized I can speak whatever I know. No, we should have a full confidence in previous Acharya. Therefore, our understanding should be based on the previous Acharya. We cannot just manufacture or speculate, and we can give some mundane example, No, actually, you should always maintain the original purpose of the text. Prabhupada says that you take my purport and speak in your language. You should not anywhere adulterate the original purpose of the previous Acharya, original purpose of the text. Because we should always present the conclusion of the previous Acharya. Perfect knowledge comes from accepting conclusion of previous Acharya, Prabhupada said. Therefore, when you are speaking or preaching, we should always make sure that we should always refer to previous acharyas' purport. Prabhupada himself say that we have very painstakingly, sleepless night, compiled Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, referring to all the previous acharya and bringing the cream, essence. Therefore, Prabhupada is our prominent acharya. We should receive the knowledge through his books. If you think that, no, I will go and jump to the other acharya or other places, the Google is there nowadays, AIs are very rampant, and no, you cannot understand this. You try, you cannot understand it. Unless we receive from the Prabhupada, we cannot understand this essence of this Bhagavatam. That is for sure. You take it for granted. Somebody says that I am reading, but I am not able to understand this chapter. Why? Because we should receive from the Prabhupada. And study his book, accept his conclusion. That is important. And explain the same knowledge, adjusting for audience interest and readiness, which is just according to our language, according to our how much the audience can understand, simplified. But the conclusion should not be same. Disciplic succession means disciplic conclusion, accepting disciplic conclusion. If Prabhupada says if you are not accepting the disciplic conclusion, then it is Yoganasta Parantapa. Then the disciplic succession is lost. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 and chapter 4 test 2. So therefore we should not deviate the main message. Prabhupada says Yoganasta Parantapa means, Yoganasta means the purport is lost. As long as you have a purport, it doesn't matter how you speak, which language you are speaking, what kind of, how simplified or complex you are speaking, but main thing should not be. Therefore here Sukadeva Goswami is actually repeating. If you see Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Suta Goswami in Naimisarana, he is speaking only Canto 1 and second half of the Canto 12 after Parikshit Maharaj departed. He was killed by the Takyaka, departed, go back to Godhead. And rest of the thing he is repeating whatever the Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Canto 2 to 12, first half of the 12, everything about Sukadeva Goswami, conversation between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Therefore, Suta Goswami is just repeating whatever the message he has received, because he was there. He was present when Sukadeva Goswami was speaking to Parikshit Maharaj and all the sages were present. So he's repeating. So our duty to read these Prabhupada books, get the conclusion, and repeat the same thing. Prabhupada always say, repeat my purport. Then you will get all the things cleared. It will be revealed to us. So then the question, this is the first thing. Then question also asked, next question they are asking about the Sukadeva Goswami, qualities of the Sukadeva Goswami. How did Hastinapur citizen recognize Sukadeva Goswami? How did his meeting with Parikshit take place? So all the things, because you want to curious, just like a movie, you are curious how he is first meeting. So they are asking quality of Sukadeva Goswami, how he is meeting Parikshit Maharaj, because how the Bhagavad Gita, how the meeting took place, how they respond to Sukadeva Goswami, all the history. So here the inquiry and description of Sukadeva Goswami. See, Sukadeva Goswami, here it is said that he was the son of Vyasadeva, the great devotee. He did not want to come out from the mother. So for 12 years, Krsna personally came and gave him assurance, come out, Maya will not touch, because he was feared of Maya. His equivalence, Muni, is transcendental to mundane activity, yet appeared like an ignorant person. Sages asked how he was recognized in Hastinapur, appearing a madman, doomed, retarded. After, see, he was like, he like retarded, as if like he's a doll, but he was a great devotee, he's a great scholar, Brahmavadi. And he made, when he was passing, there was some ladies were taking bath naked, and he made no distinction between male and female. And transcendental state recognized by bathing themselves. The bathing ladies, they understood that this person, Sukadeva Goswami, he doesn't distinguish who is male and female. Therefore, they did not cover. But when Vyasadeva was running after the son, please come back, because as soon as he appeared after 12 years in the womb, he immediately left house, because he was a Brahmavadi. He was totally detached. such a exalted personality. And while going, some ladies were taking bath and they understood that this Sukadeva Goswami is such a great personality and he did not distinguish between male and female, so they did not cover. But when Vyasadeva went, they covered, because Vyasadeva, although he is also an empowered incarnation because of a grahastha, so he has a contact with this wife. So therefore, they made a distinction and they covered. So that is the great qualities of the thing. Purified vision without distinction between male and female. So then how did Parikshit Maharaj meet the great sages, leading to the recitation of Bhagavatam? So the and they are asking that how they meet, because usually Sukadeva Goswami, he will not stay for he will go to a householder and door, and he will not stay more than a cow to be milked. That's all. That much of he will beg for milk, and that much of time only. But how he 7 days invested, 7 days, 7 nights for Parikshit Maharaj. So they are curious, they are asking all the things. So if you see that Hastinapur, historically, it was actually, it is called King of Hasti, means elephant. So many elephants are there, therefore his name is Hastinapur. It is now New Delhi. Currently it is New Delhi. So Sukadeva Goswami is like a roaming, like a madman, living living like a living home, like a retarded man, and so difficult for citizen to recognize his very position. So people do not understand. They are judged by the appearance, by cover, not by the content. It is a say that do not judge a book by cover, but its content. So these people, citizen of Delhi or citizen of Hastinapur those days, so they do not recognize Sukadeva Goswami as extraordinary personality. They were like thinking that is a madman. They are going behind him, throwing stone and all. But a sage, Prabhupada says that a sage is not recognized by seeing, but by hearing. You should not accept a sadhu by seeing, by hearing. Otherwise, nowadays, so many beards, so many, the orange cloth are available everywhere. Everywhere you can see Babas. Sometimes the Babas are naked Baba, Naga Baba. So you should not. You see, just now we had the Kumbh Mela. So many cheater, so many cheater, imposter. They say that I am sadhu, and they were doing so many. They were caught actually. So therefore, a sage is recognized by hearing, not by sight, not by seeing. You should approach a sadhu to hear their words, not just to see them. So therefore, Sukadeva Goswami was not recognized by this citizen actually. They were thinking mad. But he was recognized when he spoke the transcendental subject of Srimad Bhagavatam. He so perfectly did that. Vyasadeva is saying that Nigama Kalpatalo Galitam Phalam Sukhamukhad Amrita Darpa Samjutam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is very tasty. It is a ripened fruit of Vedas. But when the ripened fruit touched by a Sukadeva Goswami, or it is emanated by Sukadeva Goswami, it's more tastier. Just like a ripened fruit touched by a parrot, it is more tastier. Similarly, it is emanated from Sukadeva Goswami. So tastier. Therefore, we should learn from this that how the citizen of Hastinapur could not recognize. On the other hand, when Sukadeva Goswami came to the arena where Parikshit Maharaj was fasting unto death, along with that, there are so many sages are there, Narada Muni, Parasara Muni, the verses is there, where all the kind of sages, great sages, and their own spiritual master, father, Narada Muni, all this great personality, they were there. And as soon as Sukadeva Goswami came, they all stand up. And the citizen, the children who are thinking that he was a madman throwing stones, they become shocked. These people, this person, Sukadeva Goswami, outwardly looks like a madman, retarded man. But why this retarded man, for this retarded man, all the great sages standing up to pay obeisances of respect. So they were left actually. They were astounded. So therefore, a sadhu should not be seen, should be hard. Should be here. You should hear a sadhu. So they asked about describe his birth activities and renunciation of Parikshit Maharaj. So in this way, they were asking questions, and the answer given by the Suta Goswami is answering the rest of the chapter, all answering. So Maharaj Parikshit is so exalted that his birth activity departure is very, very glorious, because during his birth we remember Krishna. Krishna saved in the womb of Uttara. During his death also we remember Krishna, because Bhagavatam is spoken. So how exalted, where his birth, where Krishna himself protected. And during that death time, we are hearing this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Krishna Katha. So therefore his birth is very glorious. He is protected by Krishna in the womb. He protected by Krishna and saved. Krishna saved from the weapons of Aswastama. Aswastama sent a Brahmastra and to destroy the womb, destroy all the dynasty of the Pandavas. But Krishna went inside and protected. And his wonderful activities, what a wonderful activity is that he was a great king, Chakravarti Samrat, just like as good as Yudhishthira Maharaj, his grandfather. So chastise Kali personification. When Kali is about to come, he chastised him, prevented Kali to killing cow, protecting cows, protecting human civilization. He stood against all the sins. He told, you cannot stay, you cannot enter. You go stay in gambling, the four places, intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, you go there. Do not come to my kingdom. That was such a honest, such a powerful king. But somehow or another, when he went for hunting, just like it was allowed for the Kshatriya to hunt, kill. That killing is not like we are killing slaughterhouse. The Kshatriya was allowed to kill because they have to do the fight, war. So the practice must be there, just like cricket match. Before the cricket, they used to go for net practice to get the confidence, to become expert. Similarly, this Kshatriyas, Prabhupada says that Kshatriyas were allowed to do this hunting because that will make them to practice, So Kshatriya are meant to indulge in war, to save the injury, protect the citizen. So he went there. He was very thirsty, and he approached sages, but the sages was meditating. He did not respond. So he was very much disgusted, could not tolerate his thirst. Therefore, disgusted, he put a dead snake on the neck. And the sage's snake, son, Sringi, is 12 years old. He could envision, he was taking bath, he could envision, because they are very powerful. Brahmanas those times powerful. Nowadays they have lost the power because practice is not there, austerity is not there. So he could see that this incident. Immediately he was very, because he was a very young man, heat of the moment, he was very angry and cursed him that within 7 days a Takhyaka will come, the snake bird will come and will kill you. So he got the notice, this previous notice of the death. That is his fortunate actually. We do not know. Padam padam yad vipadam. We have no notice period. Any time you can lose. At least he has that. So he is immediately prepared for passing away, sitting on the bank of the Ganges. How it is possible? Because of Krishna. He himself said, because I was so attached to Krishna, I am able to give up all my kingdom, all my wife, children. He is detached immediately because he is a devotee from the childhood. From the birth only he has seen Krishna. His name is Parikshit, means examining. Because he saw Krishna in the womb, he was examining who is that personality who came and protected me. So he is always in Krishna consciousness. So therefore he could able to detach. Without Krishna consciousness, nobody can detach. Bhakti paresanubhava virakti. Just like we are eating, means automatically we are getting nourishing. Similarly, when you are doing bhakti, automatically knowledge and detachment come. So he left everything and he went to bank of Ganges, heard the transcendental activities of the Lord, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and fasted from food, drink, sleep for 7 days. That personality who was very hungry, very thirsty, and he could not tolerate. As a result, he was cursed. That personality now he's hearing for 7 days, 7 nights. Why? There are 10, 1, 13. He replied, Parikshit Maharaj said that because I am drinking the nectar of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, therefore I do not feel thirsty. I will show you later the verse after this slide. So this is the thing, that how Krishna consciousness person is oblivion to all kind of material discomfort. So this is this wonderful birth, wonderful activity, wonderful death. It was just one verses has been spoken by the replied by Suta Goswami. He did not extend it more. So then Vyasadeva devised the Vedas. So this is very important point, that previously there was nothing, only Vedas. The source of knowledge means Veda. Veda means knowledge. It comes from a root word called Vit. Vit means to know. So Veda means knowledge. So Vyasadeva, previously one Veda was there. So Vyasadeva divided the Vedas into 4. And history, Puranas, and Mahabharata. Mahabharata called 5th Veda. So after he divided everything, because Vyasadeva in his meditation, he saw that the Kali Yuga is coming. Kali Yuga people has very memory is very lost. Very what you say, not lost. Memory is short memory. And their lifespan is very short. So contemplating this anomaly of Kali Yuga, that he knows that people cannot understand the Vedas. They are not so intelligent and they have no long life. So they divided Veda into 4. They created the history, because Vedas are not meant for the Brahmanas, very high class. So therefore he created history, compiled history like Mahabharata. And all the 4 Vedas also he divided into 4 his disciple. His Rig Veda he gave to Palya, Samaveda Jamini, Yajurveda Vaishampanya, who is speaking Mahabharata. So Atharva is Angira. And Purana's historical record is Ramaharsana. Ramaharsana is the father of Suta Goswami. So he divided everything, and because this is compassion, Vyasadeva is very compassionate, seeing that people are really bad in this Kali Yuga, for their welfare, he made this all the things divided properly to show the compassion, so that they get the knowledge so easily. So Vyasadeva, but after compiling everything, Prabhupada is giving a very nice purport in this thing, that how this Vedas is how this Veda is the source of everything. Later on, I will show you that finally how Veda is the source of, how he has very nicely, compassionately divided. So, yes, Prabhupada makes a point. If Vyasadeva, the compiler, he says that Vyasadeva was very strict disciplinary vows, worship of Vedas, Guru, sacrifice, everything he did. Still, after compiling everything, divided everything, particularly he divided everything, and Prabhupada is writing, he made a historical Mahabharata, because in this age of Kali, those who are not exalted, they cannot understand Vedas, like Stri, Sudra, all the things. Then all these people, they cannot have access to Veda. Therefore, he created Mahabharata. Prabhupada is recommended in the age of Kali, Mahabharata is very important. Most of the people can understand Mahabharata, but cannot understand Veda. So, after compiling all the things, Vyasadeva is very dissatisfied. That, oh, I compiled, but I'm feeling some kind of incompleteness. I'm not content. What is the possible reason? Maybe I have not pointed out bhakti. He little bit of got the hints, got some impressions, apprehension, that I have not actually glorified I have not put any bhakti, all the things properly described. So that time when Vyasadeva, it is said that I have understood disciplinary vow, unpretentiously worshipped the Vedas, the spiritual master, an altar of sacrifice. I have also abided by rulings, have shown the import of disciplic succession through explanation of Mahabharata, by which even a woman, Sudra, other friend of Vice Bandijo, can see the path of religion. So he did Mahabharata because sometimes the woman, the Shudra, the Dijjo means twice born. Those who are born in Brahmana, but they are not practicing. They cannot understand Vedas. So for them, Mahabharata, so that easily they can understand. They can elevate it. I am feeling incomplete, though I myself fully equipped with everything required by the Vedas. So he is very much expert, but still he is feeling very incompleteness. So Prabhupada is making a point that if Vyasadeva, the compiler himself, was still dissatisfied after compiling Vedanta, what to say about others who just study is a part of the dry philosophical exercise. To find real satisfaction, one must study Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, start the process of devotional service. Even the compiler is not interested. I mean, is not satisfied. And people are reading Vedanta, this Purana, that Purana, no need of. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is you can get all satisfaction. So he was not satisfied. That time Narada Muni appears as Vyasadeva was regretting that I have done something mistake. I have committed some mistake. I have not, described the bhakti. So Vyasadeva received the Narada Muni. Then a fifth chapter is Narada instruction on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to Vyasa. So Narada is inquiring, are you satisfied identifying with body or mind as the object of the self-realization? You wrote Mahabharata, delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman. So all and Vyasadeva, and why the despondent? You have done everything, and what is your reason for despondent? He was asking Narada Muni, asking the Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva admit the dissatisfaction, glorify Narada, ask about the root cause of dissatisfaction. So therefore, Prabhupada says Guru will find out the dissatisfaction. So Narada said that you have not actually broadcast the sublime, spotless glories of personality of God. That is missing. That you have not glorified, sufficiently not glorified. That philosophy which do not satisfy the transcendental sense of the Lord is considered worthless. So you may write so many things, but in that there is no description of the glories of the Supreme Lord. Then that is useless, worthless. How it is worthless? So here he says that Narada Muni diagnosed two defects. First of all, insufficient broadcasting of Lord glories, more emphasis on four purusharthas. Purusha artha means the purpose of human life. That is called dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So you have given so much about dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Also, you have not properly or sufficiently broadcasting Lord glory. Therefore, you are not content. You feel incomplete. Even after you compile so many things, Veda, Purana, Itihasa, Samhita, what not. Almost all Vedic literature is compiled by Vyasadeva. So then Narada Muni quoted a very, very important button. Nayad bachas chitra padam hare jasa jagat pavitram pragnat karchit tad bayasam tirtham. So all this literature which has not broadcasting the glories of the Lord, that is like bayasam tirtham means crows, pilgrimage of crows. Crows has got the habit of going to filthy place. You can see in India, we can see that. You will go to garbage. On the other hand, swan always like the clear water pond, and lilies will be there, so much very clear water. So those who are devotees or those who are paramahamsas, they do not like this literature, this kind of magazine. Nowadays you see modern, all this kind of so much imposition of this literature. Everywhere you can find the modern literature, and everybody like that one. Social media is nothing but a biasam tirtham. We are using on the basis of Rupa Goswami, Yukta Vairagya Uchate, Anasakta Savisa. Yukta Vairagya means we should utilize for the glorification of the Lord. Otherwise, it is biasam tirtham. Simply cross, filthy place. Our things, we will not gain anything, rather than we will be more, we will be more entangled in it. Colossal loss of mind, time, what not. It's a mental distress. There are so many, adverse impact of this reading. This kind of literature, mundane literature, social media and all. Very, very adverse. Mentally, totally distressed, time, energy, everything is lost. So here, I'm not going to much about that. So therefore, the devotees, the Paramahansa, they do not like to get that, go to these filthy things. So on the other hand, transcendental literature, the तद्भाग विसर्ग जनाक्त विप्लव जस्मिन् प्रति श्लोकम अवधवति अपि नामानि अनन्तस्य जस्य अंकितानि यत् श्रीवन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति साधव. Even the transcendental literature which is composed not properly, but the sadhu they like it, because the transcendental literature is the glorification of Supreme Lord. Therefore, all you have done it is you have not sufficiently glorified. Therefore, you feeling incompleteness. And moreover, you are emphasizing the fourth purushartha, because people are already has a tendency for sense gratification. This four purushartha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, to regulate their tendency. But you have given so much emphasis so that people will be simply attached to this dharma, artha, kama, moksha. They will not be go beyond this, which is bhakti. So therefore, Prabhupada said that in the first place, Vyasadeva should not write 14 and 15 verses purport. Prabhupada writing in first place, Vyasadeva should not write all literature, only should write because little bit of deviation will create a havoc. Because he create all compiled Puranas, Vedas, and put all kind of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. People are after this. Most of the people after this. Either they are all impersonal or all these things. This kind of, after the dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Therefore, Prabhupada said that the Vyasadeva should not have compiled in the first place. Condemn the karma jnana without the wish. Therefore, Narada Muni immediately chastised his disciple, condemned it. Kale naiskramam api achutya bhava bhajitam. Without bhakti, what is the use of this karma jnana? Going to Brahma Loko, going to Sarga Loko. Jnana become merged with Supreme Lord. What is the use of this? So you are qualified, whatever described separate from Lord simply reacts and agitates the mind. So he is telling that whatever you describe separate from Lord, it will react and agitate the mind only. Because people have a tendency, immediately they will see some kind of sense gratification. Oh, they will be attracted. Let me go, let me do that. Dharma, I do dharma for kama. Artha then kama. All these things will agitate their mind. So therefore, he encouraged the natural enjoying tendency of the people, explain it to the common people. So, so therefore, he was telling without bhakti, all these things are very, very not good. So therefore, here Prabhupada is writing, the people in general are naturally inclined to enjoy. You have encouraged them in that way, this in the name of religion. They verily condemned. This is verily condemned is quite unreasonable, because they are guided under your instruction. They will accept such activities in the name of religion, will hardly care for prohibition. So actually, this all the dharma, artha, kama, moksha meant for to check all the ritualistic, Prabhupada say ritualistic ceremony meant to check the material activities, regulate the material activity. Just like wine, taking wine is allowed to regulate the sense gratification, not that indiscriminately you drink wine. So that slowly they will regulate, slowly they will elevate. But Prabhupada is writing that they will accept such activity in the name of religion, will hardly care for prohibition. There is so much prohibition, do's and do not. They will not care for do not. They will say do, okay, let's do. So although Vyasadeva had good intention when he compiled the Veda, the problem is that most people do not understand the purpose of Veda. They then take the part that look interesting for them, fruitive activity that elevate one celestial planet or mental speculation about a vague Supreme Brahman, forget about is really important, which is bhakti. That is the problem, that most people do not understand Veda. They take only the good part, where it is convenient. Just like sometimes devotee, they will do what is convenience for him. Oh, it is convenience. 7 o'clock arati is convenience, Mangala arati is fine. Then their convenience. So bhakti is not about your convenience, Krishna's convenience. Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam. Not our satisfaction, our convenience. So therefore, therefore it is condemned. Vyasadeva, although good intention, but he was condemned because of this purpose, because he has so much stress on this part where people will not take it properly. And see, therefore, Prabhupada is writing Srila Vyasadeva should not have compiled any Puranas other than Bhagavata Purana, because a slight deviation from that may create a havoc for self-realization. If a slight deviation can create such a havoc, what to speak about deliberate expansion of the idea separate from absolute personality of God? Most defective part of worshipping demigod is that creates a definite conception of pantheism, ending disastrously in many religions, detrimental to the progress of principle of Bhagavad, which alone give the accurate direction for self-realization, eternal relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotional service and transcendental love. Very nice. Prabhupada saying that he should not have written only Bhagavad, because when he is writing about the Karma Kanda and because the demigods are there, explanation of demigods. If you do this, pray to the demigods, you will get this one. You will pray this demigod, you will quickly get. Bhagavatam also say 4:12, you will quickly get it. So therefore, it is very defective part. So people will be always, thinking that there is pantheism, means there are so many gods, so we can worship any god. So therefore, Prabhupada saying that it is not, good to. Therefore, it is condemned. So then Narada Muni say that bhakti is important. Without bhakti, you have written that karma kanda, jnana kanda, all these things, and emphasizing so much, it is not good. It is not totally, therefore you are feeling very incomplete. So then Narada Muni revealed the importance of describing Krishna. He told that why Krishna is important. You have to describe the glories of the Lord. So he told that Tatya Sodharam Charanarabhujam. Supposing a devotee is doing it. Prabhupada said that a devotee, when I was in America, started this movement, many devotees initially come, but many of them also left. So there is no loss, even though they come and somehow they are attacked by Maya in an immature state. Still they are not losing anything. Narada Muni say, even in fall down, no loss, because they can begin wherever they left off. Yogavasta. And Arjuna is asking, if a devotee, when he immature stage, or sorry, premature stage, he fell down, what is his fate? His fate is that the Simantam, Suchinam Simantam Gahe Jogavasta Vishya. So they will continue. They will get an opportunity to continue. Therefore, even in falling down, no loss. On the other end, if you are not Krishna consciousness, you are materially perfect. Zero. Einstein will start with zero next life. He will not start with this, theory of relativity. Therefore, even Jesus Christ said that what profiteth one gain by losing his soul. So here says that Tatya Sodharmam, you give up everything, Krishna consciousness, prematurely fall down and no loss. Endeavor only to revive eternal relation. Tasseva heta praiteta kovida. Tasseva heta praiteta kovida. It is very important verses always repeat. So our thing is should not endeavor for this material profit. According to destiny, somebody is Bill Gates, somebody is gatekeeper, somebody is Elon Musk, somebody is very poor, somebody is prince, somebody is powerful, somebody is sage, somebody is saint. According to destiny, according to our previous karma, we are getting the outcome result. So by our so-called endeavor, we cannot change it. We cannot get more than or less than our whatever we have the quota. Just like we do not ask for sadness, unhappiness, but unhappiness comes. Similarly, the happiness also will come automatically according to our karma. So we should not unnecessarily waste time. Tasevaheta praitita kovida. Kovida means those who are intelligent, those are philosophers, those are intelligent. They should not waste time for this kind of thing. going to become rich, sometime poor according to karma. You should not. It will come automatically according to destiny. But we should revive our eternal relationship with Lord. That is our purpose. That should be purpose. That is the best thing. That is the important, because that will give us chance to go back to Godhead. So devotees does not undergo material existence. Devotees, those are falling down, they will not fall down like a material karmi, because they have done the service to the Lord, so Lord protects him. Solpam apyasya dharmasya trayaten mahatava. So then the conclusion, Narada Muni reveals that you should you are a very transcendental author, so you should glorify the Lord glories. Idammi pusham tapasa suteva sishtasya suktasya buddhidata avijittarthar kavipinirupam yet uttama sloka gunanava. Everything should culminate to the point of glorifying the Supreme Lord, a wonderful name, form, activities. That is the perfection. That is the conclusion. Conclusion of the learned circle, that everything should culminate to the point of glorifying the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, that is useless. Therefore, he is encouraging Narada to take up this transcendental, to describe these glories of the Supreme Lord and compile Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. I will tell you the secret of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not the 19th Purana, it is 18th Purana. Vyasadeva, before even meeting to Narada Muni, he already compiled Bhagavatam. Before even Mahabharata, he compiled already. Jiva Goswami in Tattva Sandarbha, he said that he already compiled Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam before even compiled Mahabharata and other Itihas. But his compilation was not perfect. Therefore, now Narada Muni pointed out his defect. Now he is revising that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It's not a 19 separately creating he is revising whatever he has already done. And by revising, he is now put this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, he compiling this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is, after the Sukadeva Goswami, Suta Goswami spoke, he compiled this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Narada Muni past life. So Narada Muni saying, in the past life, I was a mad servant in the previous kalpa, and he served some devotees, Bhakti Vedantist. Bhakti Vedantist means those who go and preach, Parivrajagacharya. They preach, but during this rainy season, they cannot travel. Therefore, they stay in one place for 4 months, right from the Ashada month. So that time, this because Narada Muni was born in a son of maid servant who was engaged in serving the Vedantist, he got an opportunity also to serve the Vedantist. How he is doing that? They blessed me due to my quality. So all the Bhakti Vedanta, because of service, mother and son, the service, they blessed him. How they blessed him? That they allowed to took the remnants. Remnants means this eating, whatever the remnant prasadam. So prasadam of the devotees of Vedantist is very good, very maha prasad. They say in the Chaitanya Chaitamrita that Bhakta Pada Duli, Bhakta Pada Jol, Bhakta Bhakta Avasesa, Ehitini Bol. 3 is very important power. Bhakta Pada Duli, dust of the devotees. Bhakta Pada Jol, the water that cleanses the feet of the Lord, feet of the devotee. And Bhutta Avasesa means whatever the remnant they eat, prasadam eat. And that prasadam, when Lord take the prasad, Lord take the food, it become Mahaprasad. When that prasadam taken by the Bhakti Vedantist Acharyas, great pure devotee, it become Mahaprasad. Chaitanya Chaitamrita, it is said that it become Mahaprasad. By taking that remnant, how important, there's a verse is there, 11:646. He said that by accepting, Uddhava was saying, by accepting your remnants like your prasad, your saint, your garland, sometimes the preacher, those who are speaking Bhagavatam, they in Vyasasan we put the garland. Sometimes out of humility they take out. Actually, we are not accepting those who are Vyasas, they are not accepting the garland because they are a great teacher. No, this is the remnant of the Lord. By accepting that, one can conquer the Maya. So therefore, the remnant of this pure devotees is very, very potent, very merciful. So by taking the remnant, then taste for hearing increase. So how it is, how this food is very important. You are judged by your how you eat. You are what you eat. How the food also can change our consciousness. So then he was, by eating that one, he fixed his mind on the Lord and constantly hear the Lord glories from them. See, Bhakti Vedantist devotees, they do not only serve the prasadam, also they impart the knowledge. Prabhupada says that our free prasadam distribution should be always accompanied by the preaching or imparting the knowledge. Prabhupada used to give an example, a child, if you simply feed, but do not give education, what is the use of that? So therefore, a child should be given two things, knowledge and food. Similarly, so the devotee is always the Vedantist Acharya, they give two things, remnant and the glories. They impart the glories of the Lord. In this way, Narada Muni received. And I loved them, strictly followed their instruction, then I developed prem. By hearing how the prem will develop. Sang Bhai Sriyamanam, Krishna Paramapurushe Bhakti Rutpadate Punsun Sokom Mohabhaya. Therefore, yesterday I showed these verses, yesterday class was there, that how you conquer the unconquerable Lord. Simply by stane sthita sutigatam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, you don't have to change your position, just this position. You are an engineer, you are a doctor, you are going to office, 9 o'clock, coming back 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, but every day make sure that you are hearing something. You read Prabhupada literature, you hear from the devotee, hear from Prabhupada, first priority. In this way, what you will do, that will purify us. Sthane sthita sutigatam, jita yat prayasa jita jita. Lord is called Ajita, unconquerable. One can conquer the unconquerable Lord simply by giving oral reception, lending our ears. I want to hear about the Krishna Katha. So many verses I have shown yesterday class. So therefore, this hearing process, one can develop the prema. Even pure devotion. Prema means just like pure devotion one can develop. Rupa Goswami said 12.3.15 that one developed the pure devotional by hearing Krishna Katha. So then it developed from the instructed confidential bhakti yoga result to ultimately return back to Godhead. So bhakti, practicing bhakti means to go back to Godhead, associate with the Supreme Lord. Best remedial measure is to dedicate the Lord's service. So this is the thing, the process, everybody working in this material world. So Narada Muni instructed that the process of karma yoga is that Bhagavati karma brahmani bhavitam. That means dedicated to Lord's service. Otherwise, activity bondage in Lord's service destroy karma. It will destroy all the karma. So therefore, bhakti yoga is for the satisfaction. So when you do the bhakti yoga, all the karma will be destroyed. So in this way, Narada Muni instructed to Vyasadeva whatever he has learned from the Vedantist. So Narada now teaches his personal mantra, that how that personal experience, his personal personal experience upon how the Acharya has already given me, and how he is experiencing all the things is now teaches to Vyasadeva. So it is a very interesting to note that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is compiled 2 times. First as one of the 18 original Purana compiled by Vyasadeva before Mahabharata. Later as Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam we have today the help of Sukadeva Goswami and Suta Goswami. So the story was that after compiling all the Vedas, including the original Bhagavata Purana, the Mahabharata, the Vedanta Sutra, Vyasadeva was still feeling dissatisfied, not having sufficiently described the glories of the Lord. At this point, Narada Muni appears, mildly chastise him for having given too much importance to indirect of in his previous work, and not having written a book that exclusively glorifies Krishna. After that, Vyasadeva proceeded to compile the second version of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, an expanded version of original Bhagavatam he had compiled earlier. It's the expanded version of original Bhagavatam. It's not 19 Purana. So this is explained by Srila Jiva Goswami in Tattva Sandarbha, verse 48. Suta Goswami states this in the verse beginning of some Samhita. In this verse, that phrase Kirtavya Karma, after compiling and revising, indicates that Vyasadeva first wrote Srimad Bhagavatam in an abbreviated form. Later on, after being instructed by Narada Muni, he expanded and rearranged it. Thus, two apparently contradictory statements are reconciled, one found here in Bhagavatam, saying that Bhagavatam was composed after Mahabharata. No. Other found elsewhere, Canto Purana also, it is said that Mahabharata was compiled after 18 Purana. So therefore, it is said that sometimes people say that Mahabharata is before that, and sometimes they say that how, when. Actually, originally he is compiled in abbreviated form. Now, after Narada Muni spoke, he expanded it. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam compiled by Srila Vyasadeva was then spoken to Sukadeva Goswami, who explained to Parikshit Maharaj. They were self-realized souls perceive spiritual knowledge in different forms. We are limited to understanding spiritual knowledge in a theoretical way, using our intelligence, but we cannot directly perceive it. We may study the past time. Therefore, he has made it, when Sukadeva Goswami received the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from Vyasadeva, he not only received the set of verses, but direct vision of the past time. That was their power. No? When he said to narrate Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to Maharaj Parikshit, he did not just repeat the verses compiled by Vyasadeva, but his direct, revelations. He described the past time. Directly described the past time based on the spiritual vision. Direct witness, Therefore, when you say Bhagavatam, you see that when Yashoda Maya is churning the butter, Damodar Lila, he even saying that how Yashoda Maya, what color of sari Yashoda Maya was wearing. See, this is called spiritual vision. So in this way, he described to Parikshit Maharaj all things. So then now conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. This is the last part of the history of Bhagavatam, because Vyasadeva inquiries. So what happened when the Bhakti Vedanta came to you, 4 months they stayed, and you hear from them, and you took their remnant, and then what happened? What did you do after the Bhakti Vedanta departure? Life after initiations. How did you attend this body? How do you remember past life? So because Narada Muni, these are the questions should be asked, because he told I got it, everything. But how you become Narad? Tell your history. So he told that mother affection could not maintain me properly. I was totally dependent on mother affection. So he was very much attached to mother because he did not have any child. So while milking, mother was bitten by serpent. Considering his special mercy of the Lord, I left. So his mother was died. So he thought that is the mercy of the Lord, because he was attached to mother. So he could not much progress. So the attachment is an impediment to our progress. Although you may have knowledge, everything, but once you got the knowledge, attachment somewhere is family, something, so called your knowledge is useless. I mean, you cannot progress. It will stagnate. Therefore, Prabhupada used to say, my Guru Maharaj used to come in my dream and call me, take sannyas, take sannyas. So I was thinking, I'm a householder, how I can take sannyas, how can I give up? So then finally he took sannyas and went to preach, and now history become history. So this is the impediment, the attachment. So he travels to varieties of Lord's creation, entered densely dark jungle with snakes, owls, jackals, and thirsty, fatigued, I drank the water, meditate upon the super soul, because he has already heard and learned from the Vedantist. So after alone roaming, he was meditating on super soul. Tear rolled down, Lord appeared on the lotus of my heart. So this is what is a lotus of my heart. bodily limbs enliven, absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, lost Lord's form lamentation. Despite effort, I could not see the Lord again. So Lord appeared in the heart because Lord wanted to encourage. He was not so mature actually. So Lord disappeared by just to encourage him because he was completely lost. He do not know what to do. So Lord, in order very merciful, in order to encourage, he manifested in the heart, and after some time he lost. Immediately he lost. Then he was very much absorbed in ecstasy because Lord appears in the heart means how much you will be. But immediately Lord left because he is not so mature. Supposing Prabhupada used to give example in this verse, supposing a something valuable one get it, the poor man got a some valuable rich. But when he lost it, he was always lamenting, oh, I lost, I lost. I got it, I lost. I got a lottery, but I lost my ticket. No. So no more vision due to material taints. I showed myself once just to increase your desire. Because as long as we have some material taints, material desire, we cannot approach God. Prabhupada says that if anybody has got tinge of material desire, one cannot approach God. Anya vidasita sunyam. Sunyam means zero, completely zero. Otherwise, one cannot. Desanti antagatam papam janana punya karmanam tiranda mohinmuktam. Jayanti mam duddhavat. Krishna also says Bhagavad Gita 7:28 that desanti antagatam papam. So one cannot come without pure because Lord is pure. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram. One is to be pure. So I showed myself one just to increase your desire. So by service to absolute truth, devotee, even for a short time, one become my associate. By my mercy, your memory will not be destroyed. So that's why Narada Muni remembers his past lives. Because Lord has given his benediction. How the devotional service is so potent. Even very small time also, short time one engage, one become my associate. That is the potency of bhakti. So Narada Muni followed the instruction till that. I constantly chanted and traveled being non-envious. So he was constantly chanting, traveling everywhere. Absorbed in Krishna, met with death. Then next birth I received a spiritual body. End of previous kalpa, I entered the Lord's body with Brahma, and Brahma woke up, I appeared. So everybody end of the previous kalpa, they merge into Lord's body with Brahma. Along with Brahma, everybody merge into Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu. When Brahma wake up, like Brahma sleep, then Brahma wake up, then I appear. Brahma is sleeping for day, he is active, night he is sleeping. When he is sleeping, that is a partial devastation. So, and become a liberated spaceman. Power of chanting Lord easily appears in heart. So, chanting is very, very important. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the chanting. That chanting collect, if what is that called? That mantra will give you the Krishna prema. So, power of chanting in Lord appears in the heart. So, Harikatha most suitable boat to cross the materialization. So Narada Muni concludes that Harikatha, by hearing Krishna Katha, is a suitable boat to cross the ocean. Otherwise, ocean is impassable. He says that one of the Padma Purana, that Tamadi Devam Karunanidharam Tamala Bandham Suyavataram Apara Sansara Samudra Setu Bhagavata Bhagavatam Swarupam. This material existence called insurmountable ocean, very difficult to cross. But if somebody hear Bhagavatam, Harikatha, particularly Bhagavatam is a bridge. It's a bridge. Easily, it's a bridge. It's a suitable boat. One can cross the material ocean. So therefore, the direct service will give us satisfaction. I describe my birth and not conducive for your personal realization. Narada departs, he chanting this pleasure to him and enliven others. So in this way, so the Vyasadeva, he spoke his own history, own past to Vyasadeva, that how he got the blessing from the Vedantist, and he became Narad to encourage. So this is the end. Now the Sonic Rishi, after this finishing of the history of Bhagavatam, finishing of the Narada Muni appearance, and detecting the defect of Vyasadeva, and Narada Muni is speaking about these past lives. So how, by the mercy of the Vedantist, I could become Narada. So now he is entering Sonogrisi, asks about the Vyasadeva activities after receiving instruction from Narada. Now Narada Muni heard about all this, Vyasadeva heard about everything. He understood his mistake. He also, he was pointed out his mistake by Narada Muni. He also knew the past lives of Narada Muni and also how he became Narada. Now, what Vyasadeva is talking? What Vyasadeva did? So Vyasadeva vision and glories of Bhagavatam. So in 7th chapter, actually, son of Drona Pranis, here the question is, what did Vyasadeva do after Narada departure? Vyasa sat for meditation and river Saraswati. His ashram was near river Saraswati. So the Supreme Lord, along with his external, he saw the Supreme Lord along with this external energy, Maya. So very nice. So here, after the Narada Muni left, he was meditating, and he saw that Supreme Lord and Maya, how Maya is capturing everybody. He also saw both the things. Living entity misidentify himself and suffer an illusion. Jasya samohita moham atmanam trigunatmakam. So turning away from the Lord, we now forgot our relationship and we become identified with body. Therefore, we are suffering and suffers in illusion. We are illusion. We are thinking that, oh, I have got relationship with my country, my body, my family, my society, etc., etc. In this way, we are illusion. He understood that. He saw that. Sorry. So he understood that how the Kali Yuga, he saw the Maya, he saw the Supreme Lord, he saw how living entity captured by Maya, turning away from the Lord. Maya tare jhapatiya dare. So as soon as we turn away from the Lord, so Maya is now immediately capturing him, and Maya influence everybody thinking that I am this body, I belong to this country by community all the way. So people are suffering in this illusion. So after seeing that, he was thinking that what is the medicine? Just like a, what is that called? That ghost. In India, I have practically seen. Even my sister also one time, elder sister, got haunted by this ghost. When person is haunted by the ghost, he will speak all the things. He will not identify who he is, what is his relationship. Similarly, everybody is ghost haunted, Maya haunted. That is called Maya haunted. So he saw that everybody is haunted by Maya. Pisachi paile jena. So pisachi paile jena. Mati chinna hoy. Mati, our consciousness, our entity, everything will be lost. We do not recognize. We speak all blabbering. We blabber. Oh, I am this body. I am engineer. I am doctor. This is completely nonsense. This is a beautiful verse. Is there 2932 or something? He says that I, me, mine platform. Those who are thinking of I, mine platform, they speak nonsense. Even Arjuna also, he was speaking like this in the beginning of the Kurukshetra war. He is thinking that, oh, this is my relatives, I will not fight, I will not kill. And Krishna say, you are fool. Asuschan anvasuchantam pragyavadascha vasa say gatasum gatasum. Nanu sosanti pandita. You are fool. You do not know even. You are haunted. You do not know your identification. You do not know anything. So therefore, he was very much thinking that what is the medicine? The medicine is that anartha upasam sakrat bhakti yoga dakya. Bhakti yoga is important. By practicing bhakti yoga, we can revive our eternal relationship. We can, awakening our Krishna consciousness. We can gain the memory. Nasta moho smriti labda. Arjuna, After hearing Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, he said, Nastamo smriti labda. Now I regain my memory. Memory lost. Now we are in a memory loss syndrome. That we have forgotten the Lord. Maya means forgetfulness of the Supreme Lord. Forgetfulness of the relationship, our eternal relationship with Supreme Lord. That is called Maya. So whole idea of spirituality, whole idea of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, to revive our eternal relationship, to regain that memory. And that process is called Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga or Krishna consciousness is process of restoring, regaining, rejuvenating, reviving our Krishna consciousness or our eternal relationship with Lord. Therefore, he was thinking that medicine is anartha upasama sakyat bhakti yoga kyase lokasya jnata. People do not know the solution, they are suffering. They do not know the medicine. Therefore, he compiled Bhagavatam. Why? Because Bhagavatam is full of description of the Supreme Lord. The bhakti begins with hearing process. By hearing, one can awakening bhakti. Jasyang bhai Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Krishna Parama Purushe Bhakti Rutpadate Punsam Sokam Maham Bhayapa. So Vyasadeva said that by hearing, it sprouts the bhakti and all the suffering, Soko, Moho, all the lamentation, all the illusion, all the fear will be vanquished. And it sprouts, it develops the bhakti. That is this essence of this Bhagavatam, the glories of Bhagavatam. That simply by hearing Bhagavatam, one can develop bhakti for Supreme Lord Krishna. So therefore, this Bhagavatam is very important. He compiled the Bhagavatam as for the instruction of Narada Muni. Then Shaunak Rishi, why Shaunak Rishi asked question, why Sukadeva Goswami, liberated soul, took interest in Bhagavatam? So, because liberated soul already liberated, why they are taking? So then this Atmaram verse comes. Even the liberated soul, Atmaram Chamunaya, the beautiful verses 1, 7, 10, spoken. Atmaram Chamunaya, these verses is spoken 64 ways by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Later on, Sanatana Goswami in Varanasi, he asked, can you repeat it? Then he again repeated. It is in CC Madhya 24 or 25, I think. So he again repeated it. So this is the Atmaram Chamuna. Even bhakti is so, the qualities of the Lord is so wonderful, so attractive that even a liberated person, they are also like to hear. What to speak about us? Therefore, in the very beginning, Srila Vyasadeva has given a Mangalacharan glorifying the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by saying that Nigama Kalpataru Galitam Phalam Sukhamukad Amrita Dharma Samjutam Pivatam Bhagavatam Rasam Malayanam Muhur Ahor Rasika Bhuvi Bhava. When a liberated person also, he inviting everybody, release this one, release Bhagavatam. Release Bhagavatam. When a liberated person also, they are attractive because quality of the Lord is so attractive, everybody. So it is stated by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that when Sukadeva Goswami left to the forest, that time left home to the forest, so to meditating on Supreme Lord. So that time Vyasadeva was very much unhappy, lamenting. So he sent two of his disciples in the disguise as a woodcutter. And they are describing the two beautiful verses. One is 10:21:9, 3:2:23. He said Barhapidavatam, Barhapida, he tells the Supreme Lord who is so beautifully dressed, and he is roaming in the barefoot in the forest of Vrindavan. Then when Sukadeva Goswami heard that one, he was attracted. Oh, who is that personality? He is so beautiful, attractive. He is wearing the flute and he is having the flute, wearing this peacock feather. Who is that personality? The second verse, they have quoted, Aho Bakiyam Sanakal Kuttam Jighamsa Payad Piyasabdi Leve Gatim Kambadalum Saranam Bhajam. Leve Gatim Uchitam Tatanyam Kambadalum Saranam Bhajam. So Ahobakyam, how merciful Lord is. Putana came to kill him, but he took the positive side because he came as a disguise as a gopi to breastfeed him. He took the positive side, not the negative side of his intention of killing. And Lord award them as a mother in spiritual world, Vaikuntha, as a nurse. So Sukadeva Goswami said that that personality is so beautiful, so attractive. At the same time, he has got so wonderful quality. Kamba Dayalam, who can be so merciful, who is giving a award of mother to an enemy? He was so captivated. He asked him, whom you are, who is your guru, who you have heard all these verses? No, our guru is there, please come with us. So then he went there and he saw that his guru, nothing but his father, Vyasadeva only. Therefore, he got attracted to hear from Vyasadeva whole Bhagavatam before speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So that is there in the, if you can see, Sarathi Darsani, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explanations. So this is the thing. Now Vyasadeva, why Sukadeva Goswami, a liberated person, took interest in Bhagavatam? Because this is the reason, that quality of the Lord is so attractive. Then lamentation for Pandava's son. So then he was explaining about how the narration of birth and deliverance of Parikshit Maharaj. So Aswastama, what happened? He killed the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi. Aswastama, after the war of Kurukshetra, Aswastama, when Duryodhana was about to be die, Aswastama very much, wanted to take revenge. He told to Duryodhana, I will kill the Pandavas while sleeping. But Krishna knew all the things, so instead of Pandavas, this Aswastama killed the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi. Draupadi cries because 5 sons, and Arjuna vowed to behead Aswastama. So they were running after. Fearful Aswastama released Brahmastra. He saw that Arjuna is coming and fighting with me, try to capture me. He released Brahmastra because he was the son of Dronacharya. Dronacharya is a military guru of all Pandavas and Kauravas. And he released Brahmastra, the ultimate shelter. It's like atom bomb. No, atom bomb is nothing. Atom bomb, actually, the problem of atom bomb, you cannot retract. And you can miss the destination also, just like Hiroshima, Nagasaki. But Brahmastra is more perfect. By chanting mantra, you can create this Brahmastra, more powerful than this atom bomb. And then what happened, that the effulgence is so much so that everybody feeling scorching sun, scorching heat, just like when Hiroshima, Nagasaki, the atom bomb was put, people started scorching, the body is scorched, then they died also. So similarly, the effulgence of the astra was so power of the astra is so powerful that Krishna explained that cause and solution counteract another Brahmastra. Arjuna cast Brahmastra, so worlds feeling like scorching combined heat. So Arjuna retract Brahmastra and capture, because this people, this Aswastama, he knows how to release. He do not know how to retract. But Arjuna know how to retract. He retract both the Brahmastra and capture Aswastama. But somehow and other, although he violated the religious war, everything he done, he killed this, he murdered or killed these 5 sons. But Draupadi is very emotional, because women are very emotional, men are very logical. So he told that you learnt, all Pandavas, you learnt from his father everything, all military. Dronacharya is a Brahmana. He is a Brahmana. Dronacharya is your guru. Kripi is still living. His mother is still living. Not good to cause pain to respectable order. So Draupadi is very emotional. He understood the pain of other mothers. So his mother Kripi is the sister of Kripacharya. So therefore, he told, do not make Dronacharya wife cry. So somehow or other, you should forgive him. Yudhishthira and other supported, but Bhima did not support. But somehow or another, Arjuna satisfied, sever the hair, jewels, drive out of the camp, and give the prescribed punishment. So Pandava then performs rituals for relatives. So this is the end of this, um, how the killing of Aswastama. That is actually killing of Aswastama is just a, I have included this one because some of the part they are asking question that what Vyasadeva did it, and after the departure of Narad. So therefore I have included this part actually. Otherwise you could have done in the second time, third session, where we can see the Kunti prayer, Bhishma prayer, all the things. So this is the history of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So how the history of the Bhagavatam is summarized by the question and answer of the Sonakurushi, further question of Sonakurushi to Suta Goswami. So Suta Goswami explained the history. So you can see here, I have one of the slides. You can see here one of the slide, the second part. The first part we already covered last season. Second part is today we are covering. Here the four question has been asked. Why the Srimad Bhagavatam compiled and where it is written. So it has been answered by 14 to 17. Then birth activities of Parikshit Maharaj, that will be explained in 7 to 17 actually. The birth is 7 to 12, which we will cover next session actually. Then activities. Activities is like activities, what are the activities, how he chastised Kali, etc. And finally they ask question, third question, why did Parikshit Maharaj give up everything to sit on the bank of Ganges? So how Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Sringi, and all the things is described here. Then finally the fourth question, how Sukadeva Goswami is perceived Hastinapur, how did his meeting with Parikshit Maharaj happen? So this will be explained in the last chapters and all, from 18 to from up to 19. So these four questions constitute the rest of the 4 to 19 chapter. So today actually we covered is about this, particularly this why it is compiled and when and where it is written, what is the inspirations. That is stated up to 143 to almost 147 first up actually. So this is the thing. So we have to just recap. The recapping is that history of Bhagavatam started with when Vyasadeva wanted to, Vyasadeva was feeling dissatisfaction. When the Sonokrishi asked about the history of Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami is saying that Vyasadeva was feeling dissatisfied after compiling all the literature. Then Narada Muni came and detected or diagnosed his defect, that you are not glorifying sufficiently. You are putting emphasis on this dharma, artha, kama, pancham purushartha, not bhakti. Without bhakti, it is useless. Everything is useless. So therefore, you should put bhakti. He encouraged him to compile Bhagavatam or expand Bhagavatam, included all these points. Then he spoke to Bhagavad, he spoke to his past life, that how he was a maid servant. He was introduced to Bhakti Vedantist, and by their mercy, he took the remnants, and here from them he became interested in hearing and interested in Krishna consciousness. Lord appeared after his death of the mother. Lord appeared in the heart, and Lord encouraged him to continue chanting. By continuously chanting and engaging devotional service, he became Narada Muni. And after that, the Vyasadeva saw that how the Maya, he was meditating for writing the Srimad Bhagavatam. He meditated, he saw the Maya, he saw the Krishna, he saw living entity, how they are suffered by Maya, they are captured by Maya. So he compiled for the welfare of the human society. They do not know what is bhakti. Therefore, he introduced Srimad Bhagavatam, which exclusively explain the bhakti, the highest truth, Panchama Purushartha, highest truth, the real goal of life. That is all about today's CS. So if you have any question, anything, you can. I will send this document also easy for, because I'm not going so deep into that, but main essence point, the main point from Prabhupada purport, I am taking it because first of all you should introduce, otherwise Bhagavatam you feel like complex because every word, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Vibhu Sarvasra Prati Sloke Prati Akare Nana Arthaka. So Bhagavatam is so deep, so I mean like identical to Krishna, and every word, every sloko verse gives different meaning, profound meaning. Therefore one should know, therefore this is overview so that we will have interest what is going on. First 6 question, part A, we have last session covered. This session we covered part B. There are 4 questions is there. First question is the history of Bhagavatam. So then rest 3 question is about the birth and activities of Parikshit Maharaj, how he was born in Uttara Ums, and what is his activities, how he chastising Kali and all. Then how he met Sukadeva Goswami. So that is the rest of the 3 questions we will be covering another 2 or 3 sessions. Then we will finish the Canto 1. So if you have any question, anybody, any question, anything, they can ask. And I will send you this, what you say, documents, materials, which is very thematic, very simple, simplified one with graphical everything, so that by seeing the slide, we can understand that what is the flow. Unless we know the flow, we cannot understand the themes. You cannot understand. No. Supposing somebody is giving a class on Bhagavatam. Of course, Bhagavatam is like Rasgulla. Everywhere you buy it, it is sweet. But still, Prabhupada says that there has to be a systematical flow. Systematic flow is needed. So systematic flow will make us to interest in more and more hearing about Bhagavatam. Then later on, we can go deep philosophical things. So anybody has question? Let's see any questions in the chat. Any question on the chat? So Prabhu, His Divine Grace Srila Narada Muni was given a boon by Lord Krishna so that he would never forget his pastime. Yes, that is the thing, because when he was in the womb of the mother for 12 years, so he do not want to come out because he was captured by the, he wanted to capture by the Maya. He do not want to be captivated by Maya. Krishna himself came that he will never forget my pastime, and therefore he will never caught by Maya. But won't that be painful for Narada Muni, because remembering the situation as a baby praying in a womb is very painful. Therefore, by Lord's arrangement on his maid is forget as soon as the child is out of the womb. I heard that in Canto 3 by teaching of Lord Kapila, who is none other than Krishna, since he is a Vishnu Tattva. But won't be that painful for Narada Muni, because remembering the situation as baby praying in a womb is very painful, and therefore by Lord arrangement one is made to forget. No, that was different. That was Lord mercy. That is stated in Canto 3 and 31. That nor the child can remember 100 of birth, his past life. It is not exceptional case. But now here Sukadeva Goswami's case is different. Sukadeva Goswami is well liberated soul from the birth only. So he was fearing because Maya is more stronger. Krishna say Mama Maya Durata. Therefore, he did not feel, he did not feel like pain like other people are undergoing the pain. He is a liberated soul. So he did not have that pain in the womb of the mother. He was biting all the things. No, he was liberated soul. As soon as come out, he left the home. He has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with pain and pleasure. There's a beautiful verses in this regard. I will show you. If I remember this verse, let me see. I do not know whether I verse says there's a beautiful verses. Is just like a drunkard. A drunkard do not know where he is sleeping, where he is sitting, or something. Similarly, I think, let me check out if this is the verse 11:3:26. Just like a drunkard, he do not know where he is sleeping, where he is sitting. No, I think I forget this verse. 11:2:36. The beautiful verses in this regard. He said that just like a A drunkard do not know where he is sitting, where he is sleeping. Similarly, the realized soul, he do not have pain and pleasure like this kind of thing. So even the womb of the mother also, he will not. So this is the quality of this. This is the special thing about the devotees of the Lord. They do not. Even the many verses are there. I will show you for that. Let me see this drunkard verse. I forget how. One sec. Drunkard verse is there.
Prabhu 11:336.
11:336.
Three.
Oh,
Yes.
so well, I went here. No? Yeah, it's very nice. Neither the mind nor the faculty of speech, slight, intelligent life, or any of the sense are capable of penetrating the supreme truth any more than small imperfect describes. No, this is not there. 11:336. There's a verse is there about the drunkard, where the just like a drunkard, he do not know where he's sleeping. Similarly, a self-realized soul, he do not have anything like the material pain and pleasure. He is beyond.
Sorry, Prabhu. 11:13:36. My mistake.
11:13, yes. 11:13. I also searching 11:336. No, I forget 13. Just as a drunken man does not notice if he is wearing his coat and such, similarly, one who is perfect in self-realization, thus active his eternal identity, does not notice whether the temporary body is sitting or standing. Indeed, by God's will, body is finished, or if it is God's will, it obtains a new body. A self-realized soul does not notice, just as a drunken man does not notice the situation of his outward dress. Therefore, he is a self-realized soul from the beginning, from the womb of. Therefore, he is not coming out. He knows that the Maya will attack. Another places also it is say that in these verses, this Kapila Dev he's saying that very nice verses. He say that engage constantly in chanting, hearing about me, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sadhu do not suffer from material misery because they are always filled with the thought of my pastime in activity. So his suffering is not like a suffering of a baby. In 331, it is said that a baby was given to remember his 100 baths. So now he was very much fearful, painful by seeing that how he was suffering. But in this case, it was different. He's a self-realized soul in the womb of the mother. This liberated soul, Parikit Maharaj. So he's a Mahajan. Sorry, Sukadeva Goswami is a Mahajan out of 12 Mahajan. So there is no question of is very much painful. So these personalities are very special personalities. So they have come to teach the entire world. So Bhagavatam becomes manifested in this way, that by Sukadev Goswami spoke and make it more complete, more sweeter. So therefore in during this Sutta Goswami conversation, Sutta Goswami is repeating from Canto 2 to 12 that how Sukadev Goswami is speaking to Parikit Maharaj. He is not giving his own, just repeating the Sukadev Goswami and Parikit Maharaj's conversations. So this is called disciplic succession. So this is the thing. So if any other questions? If 11:13:36, yes. So thank you very much. So please, Prabhupada say that everything you should have a takeaway lessons. The takeaway lessons is there. I will also compiling a takeaway lesson material from whatever we are studying for 2 sessions, so that it will be easier for us that there is something takeaway lesson from Canto 1 6 question, and this session 2 from chapter 4 to 7, that the history of Bhagavatam. So therefore, we should have little takeaway lessons. I will send you maybe tomorrow, so that we will always go through that. Revision is the mother of learning. We should go through Bhagavatam, because initially when I was reading for years and years, we do not know head and tails of Bhagavatam. But more and more we read and read here from Bhagavatam, reading Prabhupada's books, then we get some kind of thing, some pointers where it is going, how it is heading. Otherwise, very difficult to even know where it is. So to simplify it, so this course is meant for to make an overview or simplify things so that we will develop a very much a taste for Bhagavatam. And we will study more deeply the Prabhupada books. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, all goes to Srila Prabhupada, all mantras Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. And thank you very much, Dina Krishna Das Prabhu, Dina Krishna Prabhu, for this verse. Very nice person. I forget. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All goes to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhu, all glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.